Hello everybody. Recently I managed to score a really nice find, at least when it comes to price. I've shown it before that our record store here in Sundsvall, Vinyl Stallet, sometimes is having a sellout on their cheaper records, a dollar bin, and they had that right now. So the dollar bin, the records there costed 10 cent. 10 cent. And I, of course, bought a lot. So I'm going to show you a little quick what I found. A lot of vinyl and even more vinyl singles. Let's start with this one. This is a compilation of Danish pop music that I thought could be interesting to have. This is Danish songs from 1987. You have, I guess Karsten Olsen knows what kind of names I'm reading right now. Lis Sørensen, Dodo and the Dodos, 1, 2, D&D, not D-A-D, but D-N-D. Anne Dorte Mikkelsen and Thomas Helmich brothers, and I know several of these names. Gnags, Lars Hoog. So very interesting. 80s Danish music. I bought 2 albums with a band I know very little of. When it costing 10 cents, of course I can do some blind buys, even though I don't do blind buys from for vinyl albums and that much anymore. When it comes to singles is another matter. But here actually is a blind buy when it comes to full-length albums of a band I never heard before called Little Heroes. And what made me buy this? Well, the fact is that it is produced by Rupert Hine, and the album is from 1983. So I listened to quick peeks of them all actually, but I listened to quick peeks of this one, and it sounds very new wave-ish synth pop. So me like. So when I was at it, I bought the album before this one, Watch the World. I also bought the album Play by Numbers from 1982. This is not produced by Rupert Hine, but I felt like if this is great, would be foolish not to also take the other one when it's costing 10 cents. We have an album that is pretty ordinary in the flea markets here in Sweden, so I felt like why not? Johan Armatrading Walk Under Ladders. I wasn't that pleased with this album actually. When I heard the quick peeks, it sounded pretty stale and not my type, but I'm gonna give it a chance and listen to it, the complete album, and give it a chance. But I don't have that much expectations of it right now, so I don't know whether they will stay in my collection. Some Genuine Soul, The Tramps, and Slipping Out, and it is made in 1980. And what do we say when it's sold from 1980? There's a chance that it can be really good. Swedish band Landslaget, consisting Lasse Lindbom, who among others have been producing Marie Fredriksson from Roxette. Little quick peeks told me that it sounded actually some great. This is from 1972, so it was really a risk take. It could be prog, it could be folk music, and it leaned towards pop and folk music, so it could be very interesting. The album is called Tänk om jag vore en flyttfågel. What if I was a moving bird? I don't really know what flyttfågel is in English. Rita Coolidge and Never Let You Go from 1983. Rita Coolidge, of course, to me is the James Bond song, All Time High. I hope that this was somewhere close when it comes to arrangement or at least melody. It wasn't. The little I heard, the quick peaks, told me that it was very, very stale 80s production, and it was almost like country pop 80s model. I don't think I will give this one another chance. I think I don't. It felt like from the start that this was something wrong, so I will most likely not keep it. But I guess for 10 cents and risk takes, you can't like them all. This is Antonio Carlos Jobim, the Brazilian composer, and an album called Look to the Sky, released by A&M Records Hamlet series. I was a little doubtful when it came to the one who is playing, because it is names that I haven't heard that much of, and I got the easy listening feeling that I was a little bit doubtful. But I listened to Quick Peaks, and it actually sounds a whole lot better than I thought. Klaus Ågerman, that one was the one that sounded almost like German easy listening James Last style, but it was way better than that. So it was really great arrangements, and also Deodata, that one I do know. So it's going to be actually really relaxing and like a big band bossa nova with strings. So it might sound really, really great. Here's an artist that I have felt for a while that I'm going to give it a chance, and after hearing quick peeks of this compilation, I will start giving this artist very, very much chances because it sounded really great. Janice Ian, and a compilation called My Favorites. And when you're going to discover new artists, compilations is always the best way to start, especially if they cost 10 cents. 1 Swedish krona is that, for those who wants to know. And it sounded very, very nice. Very much pop singer-songwriter style. So this one is going to be very interesting to listen to. And we have an album that I actually have managed to listen to. We have a band called Original Mirrors and an album called Heart Twango and Raw Beat. Original Mirrors, this one was a blind buy, and I bought it for mainly one reason, and it was this guy over here, because that is Ian Brody, the man who does excellent indie pop under the name The Lightning Seeds. This is the band that he was a part of before that. One of them, I might say, and it sounds very. It's made 1981, and it actually sounds. I listened to this album, and it's actually great. It's very unpredictable album when it comes to melodies. You never know where the melody is going to take you, but it is great energy. It's indie pop. It's new wave pop. It's sometimes a little punk style in the edges, and I actually think this one is really, really highly recommended, actually. And also this one, Dionne Warwick. Normally Dionne Warwick and Burt Bacharach, some are really great, but I don't know if it holds for an album. Little easy listening warning. But for 10 cents, I felt like I couldn't leave Windows of the World behind. So definitely wanted to give it a chance. Those were the full lengths. Now, this huge stack of singles. I think it's a month of over 32 records, singles. A whole lot of blind buys for 10 cents, of course. This one was a blind buy. Listen to quick peeks of them, of course, also. Love Emotion is the song. The band called Images, French band, so I don't know if it's pronounced Images or but Images, Love Emotion from 1986. And it actually is a great 80s pop, and this one will definitely most likely stay in the collection, so really great way to start the blind buys. Italo disco now with a, to me, more familiar name, Spagna, who was a part of a band called Fan Fan in the early, that band's early part, and she also had some own hits with the Easy Lady and Call Me. This is a kind of a follow-up, I think, to Call Me, called I Wanna Be Your Wife. Italo disco, nothing more, nothing less, and it sounds really, really great, so this one will definitely stay in the collection. Gilbert O'Sullivan, Get Down, and A Very Extraordinary Sort of Girl at the B-side. More Danish. This is 4 Danish artists going together for in a song against HIV, AIDS. The song is called Den jeg elsker, elsker jeg, the one I love, I love. And a song I remember, I wasn't that fond of it when it came out back in 1988, but it has grown on me, and today I think it's a really, really great, great Danish pop song. And the artist that performs is Sus Fenger, Thomas Helmig, Sanne Salomonsen, maybe my favorites on this 4, and Anna Linnet. We have Harpo, not Harpo Marx, but Harpo, Swedish artists that have been doing some career outside of Sweden also, especially with this song, Movie Star, and Teddy Love at the B-side. More Swedish music, Tommy Nilsson, Swedish singer, and the single Miss My Love, a kind of rock ballad, sort of. I Got You Now at the B-side. We have Hayasi Fantaisi. Are they expecting actually folks to remember them with this name? I can hardly pronounce it. Hayasi Fantaisi. And the song is called John Wayne is Big Leggy. And the B-side, The Sabres of Paradise. This is a bit experimental dance, new wave style. And it sounded actually pretty good. Nothing like I've heard before, but I actually thought this was pretty good, so it will most likely stay in the collection. Even though I can understand why the people missed this one. Not the most easiest group name. I have here a couple of singles with a singer called Annika, a Swedish Schlager singer that didn't reach that much height here in Sweden. Songs in Swedish, Stanna Stanna, Stop Stop, and Tredje Vågen, the third wave. It's Swedish Schlager 80s style, which is never wrong. More Swedish Schlager with Annika, Nya Illusioner, New Illusions. Och Stanna Min Tid, Stop My Time at the B-side. And Swedish again, Mikael Rickfors and his huge hit from 1988, Vingar, Wings. This is a Swedish rock classic, no doubt about it, that I thought I had, but obviously I don't. It's interesting when those big singles that you're supposed to have if you're collecting 80s, but then you realize I don't have it. We're taking one more Swedish. Simon Rowe, Soldiers in Love, a song that I heard in Swedish radio back when it was released in 1987. And it is actually this singer is also from Sundsvall, where I live in Sweden. This single is recorded in Alpha Recording Studio in Sundsvall. So, and it actually sounds really, really good Swedish rock. So definitely it will stay in my collection. I think it might be the best song I've heard with this guy. Now, we're leaving Sweden. Marie Osmond, Paper Roses, a 70s classic. And Least of All You at the B-side. Little sweet ballad, but pretty good one. Coming to some singles that I wasn't that pleased with, that is not staying in the collection. And all of them are also blind buys, so I didn't have that much luck with the blind buys this time, aside from the Images album, Images single, and the band with a strange name. Katrina Lee and Born Too Late from 1986. I'm glad it costed me 10 cents because it was some kind of a 60s pop with 80s style, but don't compare it one bit to Mary Wilson or Tracy Ullman. This was way much worse. It was pretty horrible produced, and the melody was not all that interesting either. So this one will not stay in the collection. Same goes with Annabelle, Don't Dance with Strangers, that I also had no idea who this was. I'm not going to say that it was actually bad, but it didn't do anything. It went in here and out here. So as I need space in my singles collection, I felt like I have no use for it. So I can, it will come in and go again in the collection. So this one will not stay. The Ward Brothers and Cross That Bridge, an instrumental version of the B-side. I bought it because it's produced by Don Was from Was Not Was, but it was pretty boring. Some pop soul that I don't remember actually, so this one will not stay in the collection either. Now, singles that will stay in the collection. We have we have one more that's not going to stay in the collection, and that is a little bit sad because I bought it because I like this duo normally, but this is from a moment, I guess, when they was pretty bad. This is Captain and Tennille, and the song Happy Together, a Fantasy from 1979. This was not good when it comes to Captain and Tennille. It's an unnecessary cover. Really bad made. I mean, they are at their best when they do in this sweet singer-songwriter style, but this was almost like disco style, and it didn't fit them one bit. Baby, You Still Got It at the B-side. B-side a little better, but still not good enough to keep. Now, positive singles that will stay, like Morris Albert and the song Feeling, a ballad classic from the 70s. Really sweet, but amazing feeling and produced. This one was very interesting. Mike Rutherford from Genesis, with no Genesis, no Mike and the Mechanics, but solo. I actually didn't know he has done solo stuff, so halfway there, and A Day to Remember. Actually interesting. I never heard even Mike Rutherford sing, actually. He does here. So this was actually really good pop with some a little not the easiest melodies, but still really good. So this one will stay in the collection. Ritchie Family and Give Me a Break from 1980. So it sounds actually really great. It's not often I give that kind of review for Jacques Morales and Henri Bellolo, the guys who actually did Village People, that I don't, not huge fan of, and Bad Reputation at the B-side. You recognize this guy? This is Bjorn from ABBA. Bjorn Ulvaeus from ABBA. Before ABBA, way before ABBA. This we're talking 60s schlager. Fröken Fredriksson, Mrs Fredriksson, och vår egen sång, our own song. Sings in Swedish, and as I said, way before ABBA. This is a lady that I never heard of, and the name sounds a little strange, but Pussyfoot, and a song called Lay Your Love on the Line and Gotta Move On at the B-side. This was a blind buy, but I was lucky with this one. It's actually pretty good 70s soul disco, pop disco. So this one will stay in the collection actually. Py Bäckman, Swedish singer, and a double A-side, Kung för ett gycklarhov, and Papa, the B-side. Py Bäckman, I mentioned before, a singer that I like very much. Here is a song that I actually put on right outside top 50 on 1980 chart, and that I actually managed to find on single now. Olivia Newton-John and Magic from the Xanadu movie and soundtrack, produced by ELO. We have some Flash in the Pan, Love is the Gun. Maybe not the strongest Flash in the Pan single, but I will keep it anyway, as I do like this band. Swedish singer Pernilla Wahlgren, in her first single ever, Nu har det hänt. Now it is Litten. From 1984. We have here a couple of singles that will not stay in the collection that I was pretty disappointed as. Kit and the Devotion, Won't You Be My Baby Now. Also a kind of boring 1960s wannabes that didn't do many things, so this one will not stay in the collection. Marte and DMB, Summertime. I bought it because it was remixed by Norman Cook, aka Fatboy Slim, aka also from the House Martins. It looked like some kind of a 90s house soul. Was more of a rap album with a 90s house style, but it was more rap than actually that I was interested in, so this will not stay in the collection. Clarence Clemons and the Red Bank Rockers. We have Resurrection Shuffle from the album Rescue from 1983, and Money to Rescue at the B-side. I thought it was going to be better, but it was some kind of a stompy rock and roll 60s style, which no, it wasn't my style actually. Too bad, Clarence Clemons. He's done some great stuff, but this was not something great. Here's one that I already had, but I bought, as it costed 10 cents, I bought it as an upgrade. I've shown this version of Madonna's Into the Groove before, with written cover, and for 10 cents I could actually change for a nicer, cleaner cover. So this one will most likely hit the culling. I'm also going to do a culling video, so I have a lot to do. And finally, Mouth and McNeil from the Eurovision Song Contest in 1974 when ABBA won, and also another song that became a actually huge popular hit, It's definitely not one of my favorite Eurovision songs. I'm no huge fan of this one, but I collect Eurovision Song Contest from the past, and then I guess I get to have it. And for 10 cent, why not? Mouth and McNeil, I See a Star from Netherlands. So, some luck. Let's see if this will continue. So until next time, I hope that every one of you have a real nice time. So take care and see ya.